Hi, my name is Nikhil Taneja. I'm a writer and producer. I'm the co-founder and CEO of an organization called YUVA that works on the intersection of what is important and what is interesting. We work on social impact for young people through storytelling and content. I'm here with the wonderful people today to talk representation and the response and reactions to Maja Ma, a wonderful film that's streaming on Amazon Prime since October 6th. I'm joined by fantastic panelists. I mean, it's a huge honor, privilege, and whatnot to be here among these folks. I'll quickly introduce everyone over here. First up, Vivek Anand. He works as the Chief Executive Officer of the Humsafar Trust, which is India's first CBO, a community-based organization of sexual minorities. Shruta Rawat, at the very end over there. She holds a master's in medicine, HIV, AIDS, and STI medicine, and has been working with the Humsafar Trust as research manager since 2010. We have Niki Ray. It's a social entrepreneur, comedian, anchor, storyteller, writer, creator, mental health worker, and counselor. Uh, Lots and lots of things. Anand Tiwari is a writer, director of Maja Ma. He's also the co-founder of Leo Media Collective as well as YUVA, the organization that I run. And of course, we have Madhuri Dixit, and who I don't think needs any introduction, so I'm not even going to bother. We are here, after the film has released, and I've been seeing the reactions of the film. I've been actually very fortunate to have been associated with the film in a small little way since many years. I've actually read the first script that Anand wrote many years ago. And since then, Yuva has been involved in researching for the film. We have worked with queer communities to find responses to the film at the script level. And Anand, you've incorporated many of those responses at that stage. And then, of course, I've seen the journey for it to be made and released, and the reactions, particularly on queer Twitter, I've been seeing have been absolutely phenomenal. I want to actually read one thing that has gone viral. This is a tweet that someone wrote saying, "I am not the same person I was before watching Maja Ma and Madhuri Dixit play a textually and explicitly lesbian character." And this has gotten them 500, 600 retweets and all kinds of folks just, talking about how, they feel heard and seen after this character. So I actually want to start by asking everyone over here.
This film I did because it has all heart in it. It comes from the right place. It's a very sincere film. It is very heartfelt, and it comes from a place of truth. And somewhere I felt this is one story that needed to be told. And I feel sexuality is a small part of who you are. You are defined, I think, by what you do with your life, how you affect other people's life. Like for Pallavi, she's looking after her husband, she is doing her duty, she's a doting mother, she is a fantastic, upstanding, person of her community. But this is her truth, but it's a small part of her truth. Look at her, when she's with others, she's spreading joy, she's happiness, she's everything. So I felt the story was told in a very gentle way. We are not talking about narebazi and saying that, oh, we are like this and we are this. We are saying we just want to be accepted, by the families. And I thought, this is something I need to do, and this is something I want to do. There were so many responses, and it has been amazing. Like, one response was that it's amazing. I'm watching this with my grandma and my mother.
Yes.
We are watching it as a family, and we love the film, and my mom loved the film, and my grandma loved the film. So we are taking this message to not just one generation. We want to take it to like so many generations, and we want them to understand the whole turmoil and understand who we are, and as people. It takes all kinds to make this world, and we all want to live in harmony. Yeah, that's all.
In the 90s, I think it was when the first lesbian movie in India came out, Fire. And it set India on fire, literally. So there was a lot of difference in that character and in this character. I think the character that Madhuri ma'am has played in Maja Ma, because she is a mother, she is, that regular kaki, and your typical next door neighbor that you love. Nobody expects her to be a lesbian. It's something that you don't talk about, that you don't say. So I think the fact that she chose to play this role, to be the voice of millions of Indian women who have suppressed emotions, who have suppressed thoughts, feelings that sometimes they aren't even aware of because they're not even allowed to think about it. But to come on stage and portray that character with so much grace is what makes a huge difference in films and becoming the voice of so many women.
A lot of people who are assigned female at birth, they go through this journey. Till you do something or till shit hits the fan, apologize for the S word, but people don't ask you what is it that you want. I think with a lot of youth, with a lot of individuals who are assigned female at birth, it's this that connects. People don't notice you, people don't realize that you're there till you are in the spotlight, and it's a spotlight that you probably don't choose for yourself. It's something that's just there. It's because of your sexuality, it's because you're different, it's because you've seen someone you love go through that process. And I think that is what youth have probably picked on to. That is what a lot of individuals from our support group have picked on. That, hey, till I told my family that I'm queer, that I'm lesbian, that I'm bisexual, that I'm in relationship with a woman, that I'm different, they didn't care. I was just there, and suddenly I was everywhere. So it's that moment that really, stayed with me, and I'm like, yes, that is it. That is what I get.
For me, what is very, very important about this film is that Pallavi represents hundreds and thousands of those people, men and women, who lived with this truth for maybe 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, but never spoke about this one aspect of their life. Like a kid told me, said, sir, वो बहुत abrupt नहीं लगा आपको एकदम से उठ के बोलती मैं lesbian हूँ? And I told him, ऐसे बेटा एक चीज़ का आप ध्यान रखें, कई बार कुछ सच होते हैं जो जिंदगी भर यहाँ तक रहते हैं. आपको थोड़ा सा एक पुश चाहिए होता है, and that's how she came out. वो मदर डॉटर का जो सीन है आप वो देखो, पीछे क्लोजेट है, दरवाजा खुल रहा है, she is coming out. In the end, as a story, it connects. Like in the long run, I would remember Maja Ma as a very significant film, a film that is pushing the LGBTQ plus agenda forward. But in the end, in my mind, it will always remain the story of a woman.
The story is really about acceptance. The acceptance of family members is, I think, one of the greatest for any one of us, no matter what we are doing. And the acceptance could be about your sexual identity, it could be about your gender identity, it could be about your identity as an artist, it could be about many things that are important to you, what you think define you. So Pallavi is that and many more things. Pallavi is also my mother. Pallavi is also someone's wife. Pallavi is also someone's friend. Just one thing, and I think what we do sometimes unfortunately, is that we look at an Indian woman and we put her into boxes, these divine boxes, and we want her to define those divine roles for us, not for her. And we never really ask her what she really wants. And this film really is that question.
It's a beautiful answer.
The first time I'd done it was a Date Ishq Kiya, but it was like a hidden thing. It was like a cat and mouse kind of a story where was it not? You're left with that feeling in the end. But of course, in this, I just come out and I say that, I am a lesbian, and, so this was a very, very different take. It's just that they happened to come to me with the script. And I thought, my God, this is so beautifully said. The story is so beautiful. It's a story of everyday people, relatable people, and beautiful scenes between everyone, like even Simone's outburst or,
Shiba's
outburst with her husband. I mean, this is the story of so many different women. It hit the right kind of notes, everywhere, without being false, without being pretentious. I thought it was just a straight story from the heart, and that's what I loved about the script, and I decided to. Well, as a mother, of course, the whole relationship between me and the kids. I mean, we as mothers tend to accept everything our kids have. We say, okay, this is fine. It's okay. We are with you, always. But what if there's something, in our past or in our life, that is different. That is not the norm, or that is not what you see every day. Are the kids ready to accept that? How will they react to that? And that was fascinating for me as a mother in this film. They loved the film. They also felt that, Mom, this was a story that needed to be told. And they're very proud of it, and so is my husband. I think he even tweeted about it.
Pallavi ji's character, she gives up on love. She gives up on so much. And at the end of the day, her children, for me, that was a little, thoda sa ye tha ki yaar, let her do her thing. With Tara going like, nahi mother, you have to come out. And the son going like, nahi mother, you have to hide. I'm like, don't do that. Let her do her thing. She's going to find a balance. She's your mom. And I think that's my biggest takeaway from this. I would probably want this to be looked at, and that's my impact from the film. I would hope, I'm sure someone out there shares that sentiment.
Niki?
So there are two aspects of this that I see. One is that, the Pallavi's character, a woman who is unheard, unseen, she's all role and responsibility. And as children, from the time we are born, especially girls, everything is pre-decided for us. It is pre-decided what school we will go to, what we will study, what we will become. And I'm talking about a general population, not about the rebels who can break free. But the general population, the masses, everything is pre-decided for them. Yeah. And in that process, as mothers then, they also have the same sense towards their children. They think that they must have the same process for raising their children. Yeah. So that's the first aspect, that one can see this character, and for any woman who is 35, 40 plus, 50 plus, they can think that, oh, there are other possibilities in life. This is a thing. The L word is real, and I can maybe relate to it. Or maybe the B word is real and I can relate to it. So I might not be a lesbian, but I might be bisexual. These are things that I have felt, I have seen, I have, nearly experienced in my mind and body. And now I can actually give a name to it, because there are a lot of Indian masses that do not have access to this kind of information. True. And Bollywood is a big medium of communication to the masses. Yeah. So in terms of impact, a movie like this, everybody's going to watch it and think, wow. And the second aspect of it, like Shruta said, is that as children, we do not see our mothers outside of their roles and responsibilities box. Mm-hmm. So do we ever take the time to get to know our parents, have a conversation with them outside the box of our relationship that is pre-decided and predefined for us? So this I think is a huge impact, and especially coming back to the fact that a veteran actor such as Madhuri ji has played this role. I don't think anyone else having played this role would make that impact, because she for so many years has been the queen of simplicity.
It's not tokenism. Yeah. She is Pallavi. For those 2 hours, 15 minutes, this is Pallavi. Ye inka sach hai, She never had any major confrontations. Aankhon se baat karti hain. Difficult situations mein, even when she is with Simon and Shiba, she said, hum baad mein baat karenge. Abhi nahi. That's her toning. Why wouldn't you fall in love with a sister like Pallavi? Why wouldn't you fall in love with a mother like Pallavi? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I fall in love with a friend like Pallavi? So yeah, she works, and kudos to her. I'm so happy I got to say this to you in person.
So I think I feel empowered, because I could help in starting a dialogue about things that people didn't want to talk about. And if you can appeal to both sides, and some people are supportive, and if they've enjoyed this movie and said, yes, this is what is the right way. But if we can reach out to those people who are not supportive, even if they can give it a thought, even if we had, managed to create a kind of a nagging doubt that is our stand right or wrong, that kind of a thing. And even if we can convert a few people to say that, yeah, it's fine, everybody is just people. Yeah. And so I think even if that happens, I think I'll be very, very happy that I did this film. My friends who saw Maja Ma, they were discussing with me and they said, you know, Madhuri, we saw this and we never thought about our seniors, like how many aunties, maybe we had some aunties or some uncles or someone who, lived their whole life without coming out with their truth. I think of them and she says, I feel so sad that even though she doesn't know who, but she says, I feel so sad now that they had to live a life which was artificial for them, and they had to die with just that, they couldn't experience who they were. And so it started a dialogue, my friends are talking about it. And that gives me happiness and pleasure that our film, could do that and made it possible. Because I think it's sensitive. It comes from a very authentic place in our hearts, and it's very dignified. It's very beautiful. Like I said, these characters you can relate to, and I think they have taken utmost care that it's said in the right way, the tone is right of the film, and with respect to everyone, it has been made.
Just to add to what ma'am is saying, you should watch this film because it's a Madhuri Dixit film.
Always.
You should also watch it because it's about your families. As the conversation was before the film came out, we kept saying it's about a family which has to deal with their truths. There are various little, things that we also touch upon which are way beyond the conversation of just talking about the LGBTQIA plus conversation. और मुझे तो पूरा विश्वास है कि they'll see it from a point of view of the holistic conversation you want to have.
These conversations not in a way of intellectualizing them, but genuinely just as human beings, as and what it means as human beings. And I think that's what Maja Ma spoke to me also about. It made me see this film just as a person with a little bit of empathy, seeing all of these characters, who are trying to find that empathy in each other, for each other, and eventually they, end up doing so. So it was a beautiful experience. Thank you for making the film, Anand.
Thank you to YUVA for helping us out throughout. Thank you for this.
I want to say that I'm quite proud of you. And thank you, ma'am, for just playing this incredible character.
Not at all, and thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks.